This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. Guys, today I have come up with a new topic that is called, because now 2018 is going to be end and 2019, these are my top 45 test automation tools that every automation QA must know or every QA guy must know. So I have prepared this list on the basis of my experience, whatever different tools, technologies I have seen in the market. I have seen a lot of people are working on different other new tools. They are developing new tools. So on the basis of that, I did some research, and then I took some resources from Google or some different blogs. So I prepared my own list. So these are the top 45 best automation tools are available. So I ranked them on the basis of like starting with Selenium and ending with Test Cafe, like this. So we will quickly, I'll give you some brief, introduction about each and every tool, that whatever it's listed over here. Okay, so let's start with Selenium WebDriver. As we know that the top number is Selenium WebDriver. So we all know that, yes, Selenium WebDriver is one of the best automation tools available in the market as compared to other automation tools, right? And Selenium 4 is very soon. It's coming in December 20. Okay, on December 25th. So, but it's like 90% of the market captured by Selenium WebDriver. It supports multiple languages, multiple platforms, and it's open source, freely available in the market, and it's amazing tool, right? So obviously the first number we should, okay, currently according to my ranking, I'm giving first number to Selenium WebDriver. Second thing is, guys, Cucumber. Yes, Cucumber, guys, like it's making noise, and a lot of people they are using because of its unique thing, that unique benefit that you can create feature files in the form of PDD framework, and very systematically they have designed the step definition, and you can align, and then a lot of amazing things you can do with Cucumber, with Java, Cucumber with JavaScript, Cucumber integration with Serenity is there. A lot of wrappers are available in the market now on Cucumber in the form of JavaScript, in the form of Cucumber with Ruby also you can do that. So complete BDD package, behavioral driven development, you can achieve with this particular tool. So if you write this line, if you see this line, it's not designed to be an automation test tool. Actually, it's a tool that helps conversion and removes ambiguity from the requirement before you team and invest time in writing the code. But eventually it became an automation tool that on top of Selenium it's written, and then it will convert your BDD requirement into step definition in the form of Selenium code, and then you can execute them, and you can generate very good report, and the report can be shared, okay, to all the manual testers and everyone, and they everyone is on the same page, because record will be reports, and the feature will be designed on the basis of feature testing, right? So everyone can involve your POs, your product managers, manual testers, automation engineers, they all can contribute towards Cucumber. Now the third one is, guys, Serenity. It's I really love this tool. Serenity is again an automation test tool, complete Java based framework, and it's also called BDD framework tool, as such as like we have Cucumber and JBehave. It's amazingly tool that it provides a lot of Serenity. BDD is formerly Thucydides, and now this is the new name is Serenity. What exactly they have done that, okay, they have created a wrapper. Okay, they have created a wrapper on top of Selenium WebDriver and BDD tools, and they are providing their own BDD keywords. Right? Let's see, get driver dot get URL dot get title. So like this you can write, and a normal plain English kind of sentence in the form of coding you can write. So they provide a lot of keywords, a very simple keywords they will give you, and then you can generate some amazing report also, and it's really good. That currently I'm using in my project also. So I mean, this is really good. So you can use Serenity, you can try Serenity, and their documentation and a lot of features they have given in the form of like two annotations are available, at the rate step, and one more annotation is there at the rate steps. So when you generate the report, it will generate the report for each and every step in a proper way. Okay, proper way means proper graphical report. It will generate each and every step. It will give you what exactly you were expecting, what exactly the log You can attach the recordings also. You can attach the screenshot also for all the failure test cases, for all the past test cases, and a lot of other things also. You can tag also, like, okay, these my test cases for sanity, these test cases for regression, and all those things. You can do such amazing things over here. Okay, and it's very easy to implement. So it's totally based on BDD. So that's why I have put it on at number 3. Now, fourth number is still like UFT. Earlier it was a QTP. That is, we all know that, okay, it's provided by Mercury, then HP, then now Micro Focus recently purchased it. Okay, now this is Micro Focus product. So earlier it was started with QTP, which is like by Mercury Interactive, and then HP acquired, and then HP, the story behind that, HP, okay, like actually made this particular tool worst. I mean, in terms of marketing, in terms of pricing, it was really bad as compared to when it was with Mercury. So 5 years back, 7 years back, and 10 years back, QTP was the king in automation. Nowadays, it's like only 20-30% market captured by QTP. Now, after Micro Focus, again, like they have purchased it, and now they are doing a lot of stuff and a lot of new things they are implementing. So now again, it is getting a little high, a little hype in the market. So, and but it's not open source, guys, and yeah, some limitations are there that it supports only Windows application, not for Linux and other Mac applications. And on Mac platform, it cannot run. But now slowly they are implementing some other new features. Like initially it was only supporting Internet Explorer, but now it's supporting Chrome and Firefox as well. As well as they provide a lot of plugins also, but you have to pay the license fee for that. Like if you really want to automate some .NET application or Silverlight application or a web services or desktop application, also you can automate with this. So it's not only web browser, it automates your desktop and thick client also, and thin client also it automates. Right, some cool, some extra diverse technology like .NET, as I told you, right? Oracle, PeopleSoft, right? SAP UI also you can automate. Siebel, terminal emulators also you can automate, okay, with this particular tool. So that's why this particular tool, if you really want looking for Windows based application or thin client application or Siebel or SAP based application, you can prefer this particular tool. So that's why it's at number 4. Number 5 is Lean FT. Lean FT, again, it's a combination of your vendor based as well as your open source by morphing Selenium with some essential functionality currently found in UFT. So some functionality features taken from UFT, it means your QTP, and then some features taken from Selenium. So HP is a company built Lean FT from the ground up to address the growing modern automation demand for continuous testing. It supports your mobile testing, DevOps also. It provides, like, you can achieve some continuous integration and deployment and build also you can do with Lean FT. Okay, so you can have a look in this Lean FT. It takes some features from HP for HP and UTP, and then Micro Focus, UTP, and UFT. Some features, combination from the Selenium, and then you can do both web and Windows based technology. You can do that, although Selenium does not provide any Windows based automation. So if you're really looking for a tool which supports both, you can use Lean FT. Phantom.js, guys, I was really liking this particular tool because the problem, okay, let's talk about Phantom.js. It is also called Ghost Driver. It is built upon on JS, and only one developer was there. But from last 3-4 years, the developer of this particular Phantom.js tool, it is like, he is not giving any updates in the market, and it's almost gone from the market. In fact, nobody is using in industry. But the problem here is that because this guy is not interested, or maybe he's not giving any updates on Phantom.js. So that's why, like, update is Phantom.js is pretty much dead. The project itself has been archived. So for new development, it is probably not the best option, right? So that's why, like, a lot of people, they are using this Puppeteer. I never used, although, but I have mentioned this particular thing over here just to give you the reference. So Phantom.js, actually the main focus on headless browser. Like, it works as a headless. It will execute your test automation in headless mode. Headless mode means there is no browser. Testing is happening behind the scene. So Phantom.js, like, still like some people they are using, and I put it on 6 number because of at 6 number because of this. It's very stable, very reliable. Automation Anywhere, this is a new entry, is a marketing twist when describing its automated test tool solution. They explain that their automation uses software robots. This is just like a robot or bots to automate your scriptless end-to-end test, right? So if you heard about that, three main areas Automation Anywhere highlights for their product is RAP, automate every rule-based process. Cognitive means self-learning automation, like okay, it will keep you will keep doing some automation automatically on the basis of that it will learn, and cognitive approach it will handle and it will use, and then and good analytics also, that real-time operational intelligence also they are providing. Although I have not used much this particular Automation Anywhere, I just did a POC and some demo projects I have created, but I'm not a big fan, but I think we should consider this Automation Anywhere for your end-to-end test cases. This is just like a software robots, just like a you just write the code one time and it will end administrative work or all the configuration settings, everything it will automate like that. Coded UI test, guys. Microsoft, it's a very old tool. I think 10-15 years back they released, and for test automation for the Windows platform. Okay, all the Windows like WPF, Windows presentations, presentation foundation add-ins, Windows Forms application, right? Windows 32 apps, mobile application, Windows mobile application, browser-based automation like Internet Explorer, Chrome, and Firefox. Also with Selenium plugin, you can automate. And Coded UI is based on C#, so you can write your code in C#. You can use Visual Studio, and yeah, because it's Microsoft, so obviously you have to use these things. Again, guys, TestComplete, it's a very old tool and biggest competitor of HP, QTP, and UFT. So Smart Beer, I think they're providing SOAP UI tool also, and TestComplete is coming from the same company, Smart Beer. It will help you to create repeatable and accurate automation test cases across multiple devices, platforms, and the environments quickly and easily. But it's again paid tool, it's not open source. The latest version of TestComplete is even better due to it supports, so yeah, that's a latest support of Selenium WebDriver and unit testing also you can write. Best of all, you can choose from script free, drag and drop functionality, or JavaScript, Python, VBA script, JavaScript, Delphi script also. Delphi is a language, you can write in Delphi also. C++ script or C# application as a scripting language. So you can use TestComplete is quite famous too in the market. 5-10% of the companies still they are using TestComplete, so you can prefer this TestComplete as well. Sikuli, guys, Sikuli is again, I think it's a very old tool, like 7-8 years back. I remember that when I was in like my previous company 7-8 years back, I used to use this particular Sikuli for small applications, where now it has been matured enough. It's under MIT license, and Sikuli X can automate anything you see on the screen of your desktop computer running Windows, Mac, or some Linux machine. Sikuli uses image recognition. I think I have prepared one video also separately. Let's say you want to do some automation for YouTube videos, or on the basis of image recognition, it will capture the image and it will recognize the image. And on the basis of that, let's say you want to click on a button. So you just store the button image of login button image somewhere in your C drive or D drive. You just need to give the path. It will read that particular image. It will compare on the UI on your web application, and then it will click on it. Right. So you can, that's why it's on 10th position. Auto IT, guys. Auto IT, we know that whenever we stuck for file upload or window pop-ups, Auto IT is, is the solution for that. What exactly does that for automating the Windows UI, especially Windows GUI file, like Windows, like you open C drive or D drive and file upload screens, right? For all these things, you can, write the script to automate such things. And normal general scripting, you can do that. While not the most robust tool from all other automated testing tool, but many teams integrate Auto IT with Selenium, as we know that, to work around like non-browser windows that appear in automated test workflow. In your test case, as I told you that you click on a browse button and then file upload screen is coming. In that case, you can use that. The only limitation is that it doesn't work on Linux and Mac machine, so and Unix also, so it only works on Windows as per my knowledge. So that's why Auto IT I put it on 11th position. Apply tools, guys. Apply tool is again like while most automated testing tools on this listed were created for functional testing, Apply tools were developed from the ground up, especially for visual validations. For whatever you can see, the visual validation, especially for POs, visual software testing is the process of, right? Whenever we have to do some visual software testing, what is visual testing is that the UI testing, the user interface testing, whatever you can see the visual aspects, not very much into functional, and you don't need to write the business logic for that. Okay, what exactly the methods and inheritance and object oriented you have to achieve. No, it's very only basic use. Whatever you can see on the page on your application, it will on the basis of that, that image is properly there or not, alignments are properly there or not, such kind of things you can do that Apply tools. Whatever the validation for UI display, like correct content is displayed or data is displayed, visual testing focus on the layout, as I told you, right? Layout is there, appearance of each visual elements of the UI. As a UI, as a picture, it will, okay, it will try to automate, it will give you the result. So please, this is a new invention, guys. People are crazy, like making such kind of tools available in the market. It will make your life very easy. Okay, so this is the thing. Protector on 13 number is a layer that sits on top of Selenium. So again, it's a tool which is on top of Selenium, used for end-to-end testing for Angular based application. AngularJS is a framework based on JavaScript, right? So Angular Protector supports JavaScript. You cannot write Protector in Java, so you have to learn JavaScript for that. It's a very famous tool, guys. In fact, I have around 5 to 6 videos I have prepared on Protector. Please have a look on this. And but in the background, Selenium is running. It takes all the features of Selenium, and it's a great tool. It's the best tool for AngularJS application or single page application. Okay. So other things like it can be integrated with Chai, Mocha for Grunt, for build automation, for writing the test cases. You can use Jasmine APIs and all such things you can use for that, right?
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry guys, there was some call from my side. Yeah, so Protector was there. Then as I told you, it's especially for AngularJS application. You can use it. It's very fast as compared to a normal Selenium WebDriver with Java language binding. So you can use, but you have to learn JavaScript for that. Water guys, it's very old tool. I remember that I used to work with Water around 4-5 years back with Ruby, and Water Ruby library actually uses interact with the same way, like clicking on the element link, filling the form and everything. It's again a wrapper on top of Selenium. So Water, if you are a big fan of Ruby, you can use Water. You can do that. It only supports Ruby, so it's a quite a stable tool, and yeah, you can use it for that actually. Now the next one is PowerShell. PowerShell, guys.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay guys, so next one is PowerShell. PowerShell is again a Microsoft product. I have never worked upon it, but actually I have read some blogs about it, and I think and I heard that okay, it's about Microsoft product, and in Microsoft based technologies, a lot of people they are using. And anytime you want to use a command line or automate anything inside the Windows ecosystem, pretty much any Microsoft product, okay, you can use PowerShell for that. Okay, so after that we have QASymphony QTest. Again, it's a very new thing in the market that I just did a POC when I was in my previous company, that QTest scenario is a Zira plugin that was designed to help you quickly manage your BDD and TDD end-to-end workflows, including your creating your executing test cases. So it will create your test cases, it will execute your test cases, as well as it will act like a centralized repository for your test results, test reports, whatever defects, automatically it will link with your test cases, and complete test defect management also, it will provide some solution for that. I think still they are working on it, and then and a lot of new things are coming with respect to this. So you can learn. It's a really interesting tool if you are a big fan of Zira. In fact, some Scrum Master and the product owners also, they are using this particular tool to integrate with Jira. It will really help your team, works faster, increasing productivity and collaboration among the agile testers and the developers. It will help you to focus more on your end users and a less effort as compared to other tools, and scale your test first efforts across your organization. So I'm not a big fan of this, but if you really want to use, you can use that. Next one is, guys, the white framework. White framework is, let me go to the next page. Yeah, white framework is again open source. That if you're coming from the background that qtp or uft, right, who has wished there was a way to automate .NET and WPF application, right? Because if you see like if you heard about Silverlight, WPF, Windows 32, or Window Forms, WinForms are available. Silverlight applications are there. Delphi applications are there. And if you don't want to use QTP or UFT because it's a paid tool, if you really, and there is a solution for that, that is called White Framework is there. You can use White Framework for that. And then again, it's open source library from Test Stack, like just like we have CodedUI. It has a more narrow scope. It only targets your desktop application, not your web application. So you cannot automate your browsers. Okay, so both CodedUI and White Framework are based on UI automation library for Microsoft. So if you are working in Microsoft or you're working on Microsoft products, these two tools like CodedUI and White Framework, amazingly good for you. Okay, APM, guys, how can you forget APM? That's like one of the best tool available in the market for mobile testing, and it's open source. Again, top of Selenium. There is a wrapper based on Node.js server, and after 1.6, after APM 1.6, it is like, I mean, it's like in terms of mobile automation, it's best tool available in the market. The best thing is about APM is that it supports both your Android, iOS, and Windows, and the same code base can be used for your Android and iOS, and it provides all the basic features. I mean, all the basic and advanced features to automate your mobile applications. Okay, so because the after 1.6, it is internally using the automated view that is provided by Google Framework, right? And UI Automator 2, it is using internally for Android, and XCUI test also they are using for iOS internally. So for all the latest iOS apps, easily you can automate with APM, and it's very fast as compared to other tools. So that is like it's becoming an industry standard for mobile testing, much as just like Selenium WebDriver became the standard for browser-based automation a few years ago. So now it is becoming a new sensation in the market, like APM. You really need to learn about APM. Robot framework, guys, if you are a big fan of Python, or you want to use Python with your automation, then Robot is the framework for you. So if you read the first line, if you want to use Python for test automation, you can't go wrong with Robot framework. It's very stable. It's a very mature product, and a lot of people are using. It's very fast. For automation point of view, it is created for testers. It uses actually keyword driven approach to make tests readable and easy to create. It's very simple to learn. Maybe I can prepare some videos separately on Robot framework, and it includes many test libraries and other tools you can use. The Robot framework is Python based, as I told you, but you can also use Jython or IronPython for .NET. So Jython is a plugin between Java and Python language. So you can also use Robot framework with Java with the help of this Jython. And if you really want to use .NET, you can use IronPython also. You can use that. Apart from that, some more thing about that, while the Selenium WebDriver library may be the most used external test library, Robot framework can test things other than websites, including FTP, file transfer protocol, MongoDB also you can do that, Android and APM also, like for mobile testing also you can do that with Robot framework. And in addition to all this open source awesomeness, that obviously it's open source, freely available, and it's very stable, very mature, has a lot of APIs that help make it as extensible as possible. and it uses a keyword approach. So you can easily read the your test cases systematically. You can define, and anyone can work upon it. It's easy to understand, and it's excellent for testers who are already familiar with some other vendor based like keyword driven testing tools like this, right? So cool. After that, we have CA technology provide that CA Agile Designer. I have never worked upon it, but I have again read some blogs about it. And it's a Agile requirement designer automation tool, especially used by Scrum Master and the product managers also. See, guys, these days, Scrum Master and product owners also, they are using their own basic automation just to manage their Jira test management and product management and project management point of view. They are also using that. So what exactly it does, it tool takes a unique approach to test automation rather than focusing on the code. It creates automated tests automatically. So if you create any model, if any model based requirements are there, automatically it will create, automatically it will update also. So less coding, it will be there, and it will not focus on your focusing on the major on the code. Internally it will generate some modules and everything, and on the basis of that model based requirement, on the basis of that it will create your automation test cases. And whenever a change is there in the model, automatically your test cases will be updated. So I have seen some blogs. There are very less document is available for CA Agile Designer, but if you really want to have a look, you can have a look. Apart from that, Graph Walker also, it's like recently came. It is again a model-based approach for test automation. Sounds like a solution that would work for your team. If you are a team of a tight budget as a startup or only testing community organization is there, so you can check this Graph Walker. It's open source model based testing, again tool for test automation. It is designed to make it easy to design your test using graphs. So using graphs actually you can do that. So maybe I can prepare one video on this Graph Walker. It's not that very famous, but you can have a look. Maybe it may help you in your project. After that, guys, Ranorex. Ranorex, it's like quite not old, like yeah, around 7-8 years back, they came up with the first library. And the test studio is a functional test automation tool that is driven by the user interface. And Ranorex provides a very good user interface and look and feel for the automation engineers. It helps you to automate anything when it comes to web application, mobile application, or desktop-based application. So Ranorex supports all these three platforms: web, mobile, and desktop-based application. So you can have a look at Ranorex. It's a purely functional test automation tool. After that, HipTest. HipTest is again like I heard this particular tool. One of my friend who was working in Amazon. So HipTest is a new breed of test management tool and BDD framework. They support BDD and TDD approach also, that many teams that uses BDD have a hard time managing all their manual, exploratory, and automated test cases in one place. So HipTest will give you the centralized tool-based system where you can address all these things together. Right. So HipTest has developed a single platform to help with those BDD testing efforts. It's simple platform in the cloud, and it's running on the cloud. It's simple and real-time collaboration between your product owner, testers, and the developers, and very basic script you can write. And then all product, like all the team members, either it is he is product owner or testers or developers, they can contribute for that. I have never worked upon that, but still I have written this HipTest over there. Eggplant, not that famous, but if you heard about that, Eggplant is the product is there. TestPlant is one of the only test automation tool on this list that has a strong support for Apple's platform, guys. Okay, if you are really working on Apple based platforms, because of its unique image based recognition, just like Sikuli. Okay, it I don't know, you heard about that, some Apple or Mac based or Mac based, laptop based, some a UI is there, or Mac UI is there, or iMac UI is there. Okay, so for Apple platform, it is like a very famous tool. It's very quite stable, and okay, so you can because it's really hard to automate. It will auto IT. You cannot use that. Some other tool also you cannot use that for Apple's platform. So Eggplant is there. TestPlant you can use for that. Okay, so it is again image based, and And if you see, read this line, unfortunately, however, anyone who has done image-based functional test automation understand how difficult these types of tests can be to maintain. And some customers have noted that it's an issue. So still some issues are there, but that's the only solution you have for Apple platform-based automation. Now let's talk about Test Architect. Is again a codeless, keyword-driven automation framework that makes it easy for teams to create and manage large test suites. Okay, so this is a thing. It's not that famous, guys, but actually one conference were happened, and the co-founder of Logic Air actually, when 2 years back, and then he is the founder of the Test Architect. So he mentioned that creating a test is one thing, but tests change, and they change very rapidly. So how do you rapidly change the test and maintaining it? For that purpose, they have written this Test Architect tool. So it will give you, okay, this particular test changes are there, and automatically it will impact this particular other test cases also. It will give you such kind of reports and all those things. So okay, so this was the thinking behind the design of Test Architect. So like that. Galan framework again, guys. I have never worked upon it, but um some people they are talking about Galan framework. If you really need to focus your automation efforts on UX, okay. So there is a UI, and before UI there is a UX or layout testing or prototype testing. Galan framework might be perfect fit for your need, especially for UX designers. So in my company, one guy is there actually. He suggested me that okay, he is using actually Galan framework created especially for UX testing, and it's very having very spatial syntax and the rules you can use to describe and verify your application's layout. So whatever your application layout or your mobile application layout will be there. So Galan framework, it's you can use it, and it will generate some basic detailed HTML reports, screenshots, and everything like that. Although it's not for test automation guys, it's for UX guys if they really want to use. In fact, you can suggest your UX guys in your company to use Galan framework. TrySent is again, it's self-built as a continuous testing company, and TrySent is a company actually, and they have a strong focus on supporting agile testing in continuous integration processes. Their solution Tosca boasts a scriptless technology that used for functional test automation. So TrySent is also, these two tools actually I have taken from a different different resources. So I really need to look into it, how exactly TrySent is work. But I heard about whatever my studies that support, it supports for agile testing and contains integration process. It can be easily integrated with your TrySent pipelines, and it will generate some own test cases, self-based test cases it will generate, and basic test automation you can write. But you cannot compare such kind of tools with Selenium and Cucumber and all these things. These are very small, application-based automation tools are available, which is still like under maybe not that matured enough, but some basic unique work you can do. So it's good to know about these tools. Espresso, again, that very famous tool for a native mobile testing framework for Android testing, and provided by Google. It's a very famous tool. But the only problem is it supports only Android, and Espresso with Java you can write it. It is provided by Google, and you can check Espresso for your Android-based automation. TestM, guys, it's a machine learning based tool actually. If you're really looking for machine learning or ML or AI based, okay, so you can do that for the maintenance of your automation test. The goal is to help you start trusting your test. So it will keep maintaining your automation test cases, because this is the biggest problem. So TestM leverage your machine learning to speed up the authoring, execution, and most importantly, the maintenance of your automation test cases. It will guide you that how exactly, how frequently you have to execute, and on the basis of your previous execution reports and the data, on the basis of that, it will tell you that, okay, these are the best automation test cases you have to execute on this particular build, or such things it will give you, right? So next thing is Cypress is again like these days it's getting very good hype because Cypress is the only web automation tool which is not based on Selenium. It is not on top of Selenium, guys, because Cypress is using a different architecture. As per my knowledge, Cypress is only using Google Chrome, and it only uses CSS selector to automate the web elements. And it's free and open. It's freely available, and especially for the UI developers, if they really want to quickly, they want to create something with respect to their unit level test cases and all, they can do that automation in Cypress. Okay, so if you note about some basic things about that, more developer centric test automation used by UI developers, focus on making TDD frameworks a reality for developers. TDD means the unit level test cases they have to write. So it's very quick. I have designed some UI thing, I made some changes quickly. I want to execute my automation written in Cypress. It's very fast, very fast actually. And it has a different architecture, as I told you, than Selenium. While Selenium WebDriver runs remotely outside the browser, Cypress runs inside of it actually. So that's why like it's totally different from okay, Selenium. So it's very simple, guys, very easy to write. They have very good documentation and everything, and then you can have a look on cypress.io. Also, you can check their website. Now, WebDriver.io is another browser-based automation testing tool that is for Node.js based, right? That make it possible to write super easy, very simple test cases in Selenium in your favorite, like your BDD or test framework or TDD framework. You can write, run locally or in the cloud using Sauce Labs, Browser Stack, or testing boards like that. Okay, so you can use WebDriver.io for that as well. MABL is again one of our, I never worked upon it, but again I took it from one of the resource. It's one of the newer automation testing tool on the market that focuses on the hot trend of using AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to help folks with their testing efforts. Right. So in a nutshell, that MABL started like recently started, and then it will crawl your app's screen. Okay, whatever screens are there, and it will keep fetching and crawling your screens, and then it will begin to run default test cases that are common for your most applications like that. So I mean, I need to check how exactly in okay, this tool particular will work, but I have never worked upon that. Jest is again JavaScript, the most developer friendly, again used by JavaScript developers. And one of my friend who is a JavaScript developer, he actually suggested me, and then he is using for that. And especially for React application or React based or Angular based application, you can use for this. It's very simple, very having zero configuration setup, and easy to set up, easy to start immediately. You can start with Jest. So you can suggest your JavaScript developers, if they really want to use, they can use it for that. For their unit level testing framework, they can use it. Catalan, as we know that, okay, Catalan is again open source solution that includes many features like like record and play, reporting, object spy. It's just a replica of QTP or UFT. They combined UFT and Selenium together, and they have come up with the solution Catalan. And you can use it for your web browser automation, your API, and mobile apps also. You can use that. It runs on both Windows and Mac, and it takes less amount of writing the code. So it's very user friendly, very easy to write the code. But I have a question on its stability factor. So maybe in future it will be more matured enough, but there is no comparison with Selenium. For the web automation point of view and for mobile automation point of view, I would still prefer to use APM for that. Okay, so you can have a look on Catalan. After that, we have this Progress Telerik Test Studio that okay, so this is a company I got information about that the recently acquired Progress. They recently acquired Telerik Test Studio, which is the home of favorite free debugging tool Fiddler. A few test engineers, they use Progress Studio as a front end for their Selenium test automation efforts. So I just did a basic POC. Still, I need to look into it because it's very less documentation is actually available on Google. So maybe as of now, we can ignore that. Next one is that, guys, we have Sahi. Sahi offers like both, especially for web application, especially actually it's developed for, a web application. It's open source. It offers open source as well as some features like pro version, the professional version also. But initially it was with only with the only with open source freely, and it works like a proxy server you can use within a browser. And from the Sahi dashboard also, you can launch the browser you want to test. So it provides complete a dashboard kind of HTML dashboard kind of thing, where you can control your test cases. You can check on which browser I want to execute my test case. With this particular test case I want to execute over there on this particular browser. You can control it from there. So it's a kind of, it provides a Sahi controller which will guide you through recording and capturing the interaction you want to perform against the application, which test case you have to execute on which browser. Like that, you can do that. It provides your record and play functionality also, and later on you can customize your record and play as well. After that, we have, guys, from 37 to 35. These are very rare, and if you're really not interested, you can ignore. But I have written all these things over here. That Gorge is one of the newest open source. It's very recently came. I have never worked upon, but I heard about the company ThoughtWorks, who developed Selenium, who created Selenium. Okay, there is a team over there that it is the same team is working on Gorge also. It's open source test automation tool for Mac, Windows, and Linux. But I don't know how exactly it is different from Selenium. But they have provided some, called like test cases are called specs, are written in simple markdown language syntax like Java, Ruby, C#. You can write in your Eclipse and Visual Studio like that. But I really need to check how exactly they work, how exactly it supports as compared to like Selenium for other web-based applications and all. So I really need to check. After that, we have Redwood HQ. It takes a slightly, it's very rare, like not that famous, and very rarely people are using in the market. But the only thing is you can write your test cases in Groovy and Python, C#, Java to test your web application with the Selenium. And okay, it creates a website interface actually internally, and then it runs multiple tester, lets multiple tester work together and run tests from one way web accessible location. So maybe it's a unique concept they have introduced, that multiple testers are running, working together and running your test case on the same web accessible location, and then it will create an interface, a website interface internally, and then you can write your test cases with Selenium with the help of Java, Groovy, and all. They provide some extra APIs. Okay, and yeah, so I need to check how exactly they work, but as of now you can ignore. If you really want to have a look, you can have look in later. Then we have WinApp driver, developed by this guy at Yosef Dur at Microsoft. Is the Windows implementation of APM. Okay, to automate Windows application. So this is really cool because it shows the next evolution of APM to expand beyond just mobile application and more towards automating all the things APM team is calling the star driver vision. So this is just a competitor of APM to automate Windows applications, Windows based application apps. And then it's really like important if you really want to automate, but it's very rare that you have to automate Windows based application like that. IBM Rational Functional Tester guy, it was famous earlier, but now like it totally downgraded because a lot of other competitor tools are available in the market, and it's it's basically you can write code in Java and all those things, and they supports multiple other spatial IBM based technologies for automation like CBL, Power Builder, Java, and can run on Windows, Mac, and mobile platform. But if you really want to automate your IBM CBL and Power Builder provided by IBM, and also that provides especially for IBM tools. Okay, you can use IBM RFT. In short, we call RFT. Test AI. AI is built, okay, as a tool that will add an AI brain to Selenium and APM. Actually, AI means artificial intelligence. It was created by Jason Urban, co-author of How Google Tests Software and the founder of this app dev. Again, I took this information from Google. And tests are defined in simple format like similar to BDD syntax of Cucumber. So it requires no code, no need to mess with element identifiers, automatically do that. But I have to check it again. I have never worked upon this, but on the basis of the resource information and the indexing, I have taken this particular tool at 41 position. Now last three tools, guys, four tools. Then we have works. Okay, quickly we will cover. You can ignore these tools, guys. It's very rare available, like people are not using very frequently and less documentation. But let's talk about WorkSoft. Sometime only developer ERP application. In those cases, a tool like WorkSpot, okay, WorkSoft might be the perfect choice for you. WorkSoft is well known for its ERP business end-to-end solution for all the ERP based application, enterprise, okay, level application. If you have for ERP based or CRM based, okay, you can use for that. But I have never, again, because that's why, like, I cannot provide any much information about that. That's the only information I got it. Maybe you can check it on their website and you can have a look. After that, we have OATS, that is Oracle Application Testing Suite. And if you have like Oracle based software development, you have Oracle apps are available, Oracle tools. If you are using Oracle technologies, you're using Oracle application or databases. If you're using this particular tool, you can use it. They provide a lot of bunch of integrated product guideline in the tool line, which will help you to automate your functional for regression testing for your web application, and Oracle load testing also they provide for performance testing for your Oracle package solution. So in Oracle package, there are a lot of tools provided by Oracle, so you can use for that, especially for Oracle products. But it's not that popular because not in every company we are using Oracle products. And it's not like if they're using also, it's not compulsory that you have to automate them. Okay, because those tools are already, like, those packages and those products are already certified, already tested. That's why they are into the picture. But if you're working in Oracle, then maybe you can use these tools like OATS and all. Second last is 44 is that testing Viz. It's again codeless, test more. Okay, the less scripting, less code, and test more fundamental based on this particular fundamental. And then they have solution for web test automation, mobile automation, and automated database testing, like, and mobile test automation and more. Also they have okay, they are providing a solution. But again, that testing Viz, I really need to check how exactly, because these days every new tool is there in the market and they certify or they claim that okay, they can do mobile automation and all those web automation, Windows based automation, native app, okay, hybrid app also they can automate. But how exactly reliable and robust they are, we have to check. Okay, so that's why it's on 44th number. Last one, and the Test Cafe is an open source which is totally based on Node.js, which is written in Node.js tool. It is designed to automate end-to-end web testing. And okay, so there is an article. I'll send you the article link. What is Test Cafe? Okay, in this particular description link, you can have a look on Test Cafe as well. So guys, according to me, these are the top 45 test automation tools are available. On most of the tools I have worked upon, I have some knowledge. Maybe I have some written not blog, actually I have done some POC, and maybe in previously earlier I have used such kind of tools. Some information I have taken from different resources, different blogs, okay, and about the information how exactly people are talking about all these tools and technologies. But I think for every QA you must know at least top 30 okay, top 30 or top 35 test automation tools. You should know at least some basic knowledge you should have. I'm not saying that you have to get the expertise. You cannot have the expertise on all these tools, but at least, okay, you should know about it. And at least my preference is always, if you really want to become an automation engineer, a good automation SDET, You should always learn Selenium WebDriver. You should know Cucumber, Serenity, QTP and UFT you can learn if you really want. And apart from that, if you are working on Microsoft products, then you can use CodedUI. TestComplete basic knowledge you can have. SQL Auto IT, very straightforward, you can use. Protector you can use. Water you can ignore. Protector is for Angular base. And APM and robot framework, guys, you should learn. Okay, so like that. And if you really want to work upon some Apple based products, then you have this Eggplant and TestPlant also, you can do that. Apart from that, new tools like Cypress and all, you can do some R&Ds, okay, R&D and all those things. But if you learn APM, then there is no point to learn Espresso, because okay, because it's only for Android, but APM is for Android and iOS. So I think Catalan also you can ignore. I'm not a big fan of Catalan, so that also you can ignore. So that is my list, guys. Okay, so I just thought of creating this particular video actually, and these top 5 test automation tools according to my list. You can write in your comment what is your list. What is your list for your top 10 or top 20 test automation tools according to you? Okay, that is my choice. Maybe your choice is different. Maybe your opinion is different. Maybe you having a different opinion. And I'm really thankful to those guys who have written some really good blogs on these tools, from where I have taken such information, and such information like really good to know the QA community, that how exactly people are working on these tools and technologies available in the market. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like this video, please share with your friends, with your colleagues who are looking for automation testing and they are into automation. I think this is the best video they can, okay, they can get something, and you can share this video on LinkedIn and your other social networking sites as well. Thank you so much, guys. So this is my channel name, Naveen Automation Labs. And if you have any question, please write down your questions in the comment section, and please in the comment section write down your list. Top 5 or top 10 automation tools according to your opinion. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time, and please subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon to get notification for the next video. Thank you so much, guys.